Have you ever wondered why some people achieve their dreams while others, equally talented, fail miserably? The answer lies in one principle that will forever change your life: acting as if you've already achieved your goal. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how this simple yet powerful strategy has transformed thousands of ordinary people into extraordinary ones. I'm not talking about pretending, but about reprogramming your mind for inevitable success. The first step to transform your dreams into reality is to adopt an unshakable mindset. Napoleon Hill discovered this after interviewing over 500 of the most successful people of his time. He observed that before any of them achieved material success, they had first created it in their minds. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. This phrase isn't just a nice motivational quote, it's a mental law that works with scientific precision. Think about it this way. Your mind doesn't distinguish between what's real and what you vividly imagine with emotion. When you visualize yourself having already achieved your goal, with all possible sensory details, your brain begins to create new neural connections that literally prepare you for that success. It's like training for a competition before actually participating in it. Most people do exactly the opposite. They wake up every morning visualizing their failures, anticipating problems, feeling fear and insecurity. And guess what? That's exactly what they attract into their lives. As Hill said, you have control over just one thing in the universe, and that's your mindset. Do this exercise right now. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine you've already achieved your most important goal. How do you feel? What do you see around you? Who's celebrating with you? What are you telling yourself? Feel that reality with every fiber of your being. Repeat this phrase: I am already the person who has achieved your specific goal. Do it with conviction, as if it were an accomplished fact. This daily practice, performed with emotional intensity for at least 10 minutes, will begin to transform your internal reality, and when that changes, your outer world inevitably reorganizes itself to reflect that new truth. And that's what we'll discuss in the next point. The second essential element for manifesting your dreams is acting in accordance with the person you want to become. It's not enough to visualize. You must begin to move, speak, and make decisions as if you were already that person who has achieved the success you seek. Napoleon Hill called it acting as if, and found it was one of the most consistent behaviors among prosperous people. Don't wait until you feel powerful or confident, Hill said. Act as a confident person would, and confidence will come afterward. This is a profound psychological truth that most don't know. Action precedes feeling, not the other way around. If you wait to feel motivated to act, you might wait your entire life. Have you noticed that when you're depressed, if you deliberately smile for a few minutes, your mood begins to change? The same happens with any emotion or state you wish to experience. Your physiology, how you move, how you breathe, your posture, directly influences your psychology. Think about the person you admire most. How do they walk? How do they talk? How do they react to challenges? Now, for a full week, start imitating those behaviors. You're not pretending. You're practicing being the improved version of yourself that already exists in potential. If your dream is to be a successful entrepreneur, start dressing like one. Organize your schedule as someone who runs a prosperous business would. Make decisions with the confidence of someone who has already reached that level. If your goal is to be a recognized writer, establish a workspace worthy of that successful writer. Set immovable creation schedules. Interact with other writers as their equal, not as an aspirant. Here's an exercise that has transformed thousands of lives. Create what Hill called an invisible council of advisors. Imagine a round table where you can summon the brightest minds related to your goal. They can be living or dead, real or fictional. In your imagination, meet with them regularly and ask their advice on your current challenges. Clearly, visualize their responses. Over time, you'll discover that this exercise gives you access to wisdom you didn't know you possessed. Remember, every day, every interaction, every decision is an opportunity to act as if you were already that successful person you want to be. And this principle connects perfectly with the third one that will completely transform your ability to achieve your dreams. The third pillar for turning your dreams into reality is developing unwavering faith. I'm not talking about religious faith, but what Napoleon Hill described as the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It's a conviction so powerful that it allows you to see success as an accomplished fact, even when all external evidence suggests otherwise. Faith is the chemical element that, when mixed with prayer, gives you direct communication with infinite intelligence, Hill stated. And he added that faith is the starting point of all achievement, the foundation of every miracle, and the only antidote to failure. Have you noticed how some people maintain unshakable certainty even amid the most adverse circumstances? It's not that they have privileged information about the future. They've cultivated faith based on their ability to create the outcome they desire, regardless of external circumstances. Most people do the opposite. They base their level of faith on what they see around them. If circumstances are favorable, their faith is high. If they face obstacles, their faith diminishes. But this is putting the cart before the horse. External circumstances are the result of your previous thoughts and beliefs, not the other way around. Here's a simple but transformative exercise. Every night, before sleeping, write in a notebook. I know that your specific goal is manifesting right now in a perfect way. Do it with the same certainty with which you know the sun will rise tomorrow. Don't write it wishing it would happen, but knowing it's already in the process of manifestation. When doubts arise, and they will, don't fight them. Simply observe those thoughts without identifying with them, and then return to your state of faith. As Hill said, doubts are traitors that make you lose the good you might gain by fearing to attempt. Unwavering faith allows you to take bold actions that the average person would never consider. It gives you the strength to persist when everyone around you has given up. And, most importantly, it attracts the people, resources, and opportunities you need to materialize your vision. Are you wondering if this principle really works? Consider this. Every invention, every business, every work of art we admire today began as an invisible idea sustained by its creator's faith. The smartphone you're possibly using to watch this video first existed in someone's mind who had enough faith to make it a reality. Hold your vision with unwavering faith, and the universe will find a way to materialize it. And this brings us to the fourth crucial principle you must implement if you want to turn your dreams into your new reality. The fourth essential element for manifesting your dreams is what Napoleon Hill called intelligent persistence. He observed that the difference between winners and losers was rarely talent or opportunities, but the ability to persist beyond the point where most give up. Persistence is to a man's character what carbon is to steel, Hill declared. And he added, nothing takes the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. What few people understand is that success rarely comes as a straight ascending line. Rather, it resembles a spiral that sometimes seems to take you away from your goal, when in reality it's taking you to a higher level. Hill discovered that almost all successful people experienced their greatest failure just before their definitive breakthrough. Have you ever given up when you were about to achieve something important? Most do. They abandon when they're one step away from victory because they mistake temporary obstacles for permanent defeat. Intelligent persistence doesn't mean banging your head against the same wall over and over. It means keeping your objective fixed while remaining flexible about the method. As Hill said, if your plans fail, change your plans, but never change your goal. Here's an exercise that will transform your relationship with persistence. Create what Hill called a definite persistence plan. Take a sheet of paper and draw a horizontal line representing time. Mark your current position on the left and your goal on the right. Now draw a line connecting both points, but instead of a straight line, draw one that goes up and down with valleys and peaks, gradually approaching your objective. In each valley, write the obstacles you anticipate encountering, and next to them, the specific strategies you'll use to overcome them. At each peak, Write the victories you'll celebrate along the way. This visual map will remind you that setbacks are a natural part of the process and will give you concrete strategies to overcome them. Napoleon Hill observed that persistence is cultivated through 4 specific habits: a definite purpose backed by a burning desire, a definite plan expressed in continuous action, a mind closed to all negative influence, and an alliance with one or more people who encourage you to move forward. Incorporate these 4 elements into your daily life, and you'll develop the type of persistence that makes success inevitable. And remember, as Hill said, obstacles are those frightening things that you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Intelligent persistence will take you further than talent, education, or connections, and when you combine it with the 5th and final principle, you'll create an unstoppable force that will transform your dreams into tangible reality. The 5th and perhaps most powerful principle for manifesting your dreams is harnessing the power of the mastermind. Napoleon Hill defined the mastermind as the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between 2 or more people for the achievement of a definite purpose. After studying the greatest achievers of his time, he concluded that no one achieves extraordinary success without this element. 2 minds together create a 3rd invisible and intangible mind that can be equated to a 3rd person with unknown powers, Hill explained. This statement may sound mystical, but modern science confirms it. When like-minded people unite with intention and harmony, they generate a field of energy and creativity that far exceeds the sum of their individual parts. Have you noticed that almost all great innovations, businesses, and cultural movements didn't come from solitary individuals but from groups of people aligned in purpose and vision? From Thomas Edison's laboratories to Silicon Valley, the power of the mastermind has been the secret engine behind the most significant advances. What few people understand is that the mastermind operates in 2 dimensions: the physical and the spiritual or mental. On the physical level, it gives you access to knowledge, contacts, resources, and practical support that you couldn't obtain on your own. On the spiritual level, it creates a 3rd mental field that magnifies your intuitive and creative capabilities. Here's an exercise that can change the course of your life. Identify 3 to 5 people who share your vision, values, and level of commitment. They may or may not be pursuing exactly the same goal as you. What's important is the resonance in values and vision. Invite them to form a mastermind group that meets regularly, weekly or bi-weekly, to support each other in achieving their goals. Establish clear rules for these meetings: absolute confidentiality, commitment to attendance, active participation, and a focus on solutions, not complaints. Each member should have the opportunity to share their progress, challenges, and request the collective intelligence of the group to overcome obstacles. What you'll discover, as countless successful people have before you, is that problems that seemed insurmountable when you faced them alone often find brilliant solutions when addressed by the collective intelligence of the mastermind. Napoleon Hill insisted that the most important element for an effective mastermind is harmony among members. If there are personal conflicts, unhealthy competition, or lack of alignment in values, the power of the mastermind dissipates. That's why you should carefully choose your mastermind companions and consciously work to maintain a spirit of genuine mutual support. No individual mind can reach its maximum capacity without the aid of other minds, Hill stated. The mind needs association with other minds to develop and grow. The mastermind will not only help you achieve your goals faster, but will transform who you are in the process. It will expose you to new ideas, broaden your horizons, and challenge you to grow in ways you never imagined. And when you combine this power with the 4 previous principles: unshakable mindset, acting as if, absolute faith, and intelligent persistence, you'll create a force so powerful that nothing can stand between you and the manifestation of your boldest dreams. If you've reached this point, you've discovered the secret that has transformed ordinary people into extraordinary ones throughout history. Acting as if you've already achieved your dream is not pretending or deceiving yourself. It's aligning your entire being, your thoughts, emotions, words, and actions with the future version of yourself that already exists in potential. Napoleon Hill dedicated his life to studying success, and his conclusion was clear: Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. But this belief must be so deep that it's reflected in every aspect of your being. You can't think like a winner while talking like a loser. You can't visualize abundance while acting from scarcity. Congruence at all levels is the key. The path to manifesting your dreams begins with an unshakable decision. You must decide, with absolute certainty, that your vision will become reality, regardless of the obstacles you encounter along the way. As Hill said, the definite decision is the antidote to failure. Then you must feed that decision daily with the 5 principles we've explored, cultivating an unshakable mindset that rejects any limiting thought. Acting as if your success were already an accomplished fact, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. Developing absolute faith that allows you to see the invisible and believe in the impossible. Practicing intelligent persistence that keeps you moving forward when others give up, and leveraging the multiplying power of the mastermind. What you'll discover, as thousands have before you, is that when you adopt these principles, not as temporary techniques but as a way of life, the entire universe seems to conspire to help you. People, resources, and opportunities appear in your path in ways that seem miraculous, but are simply the natural result of aligning your being with the mental laws that govern success. Your challenge from today is simple but profound. Choose your most important dream, the one that makes your heart race when you imagine it, and begin to act as if you've already achieved it. Not tomorrow, not when circumstances are perfect, but right now, at this very moment. Comment below this declaration to reaffirm your commitment. I choose to act as if I have already achieved your specific dream, and I commit to living from that truth every day, regardless of what I see around me. If this message has resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to this channel for more content that will help you manifest the extraordinary life you deserve, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Remember, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams and act as if those dreams were already reality.